Hello everybody, Wild Bill for America here. Lone wolf terrorists, a growing threat to the people of the United States, and until the liberal Democrats of Congress are brought to justice for their treason against God and country, lone wolf attacks will become more frequent and more vicious. The Obama administration is undermining the rule of law in America to the point where even the Supreme Court now throws out both law and ethics in order to ram tyranny down our throats. Well, what happens in a nation where the president breaks the law whenever it suits his purpose? What happens when free citizens vote in official elections only to see a lawless government use the courts to nullify the vote and will of the people? That is when freedom dies, and that is when freedom fighters are forced to rise up. Men and women who took a solemn oath to uphold and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Now, when bad lone wolves attack Americans, don't be surprised if patriotic lone wolves strike back at both the terrorists and those who encourage and enable them. Constitutional sheriffs and police officers will stand against tyranny, as will civilian militias. Active duty military will rebel against unlawful orders, and chaos just might be the order of the day. All of those groups will be visible and easily monitored, but it is the lone wolves who will be the ones that frustrate the powers that be. The smallest flea can drive the biggest dog crazy, and that is what terrorist groups like ISIS are trying to accomplish by putting out a worldwide call for useful idiots to take up arms against Americans, Israelis, Jews, and Christians. And there will be a few idiots out there who will do it. But in the same way, others will rise up to oppose the evil of tyranny. When our Marines are gunned down at their duty station and American cities burn with no prosecutions and the government cannot or will not stop it, citizens will do what they feel they must. Terrorist wolves just might find themselves opposed by patriotic wolves who operate all alone. They carry no cell phone that can track their movements. They have no communications with others that can be intercepted. Nobody knows their activities, so nobody can inform on them. They don't research their targets online or engage in conversations or blog about partisan activity. Silence is survival for patriot wolves. Now, during the Nazi occupation of France, the partisans were very effective at disrupting Nazi activities and were instrumental in paving the way for the liberation of their nation. Now, I truly pray that America wakes up before the war of the wolves becomes a reality in the USA. If this nation will return to the Judeo-Christian principles that founded this nation, then the enemies of freedom can be defeated without bloodshed. Bring back the 10 Commandments to every classroom and government office. That's where they were for the first 200 years of this nation's existence, so they can't possibly be unconstitutional. And we, the people, need to boldly use those commandments to oppose the evil agendas of the left. The commandments completely demolish the entire Democrat political platform. Liberalism, communism, and socialism cannot survive where God is honored and obeyed. And that's why I always sign off my videos by saying, America, bless God again. It's a reminder that we as a nation must get back to honoring and obeying God. Anything less will be disastrous to this nation and our citizens. This is Wild Bill for America saying, if you don't want the war of the wolves coming to your neighborhood, then America, bless God again.